Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're on a pretty specialized mission looking into sources that cover converting HDMI video for, well, massive distribution over existing Coax cables.
Yeah, and we're zoning in on one piece of hardware in particular, the Thor Broadcast H-HDMI-RF-PETIT modulator.
So let's just set the stage. Imagine you have one HDMI source like, say, a RKU box or a computer, and you need to get that picture onto hundreds, maybe even thousands of TVs.
Right, across a huge building, a hospital, a school, you name it.
How do you even begin to pull that off without, ripping out all the walls and running new wires?
Well, that's what's so cool about this. The device is basically a high-powered digital broadcast tower, just, condensed into a tiny little box.
A broadcast tower. I like that. So you just plug your HDMI source in?
You plug it in and it takes that signal and turns it into a standard RF television channel, one that any TV in the building can just tune to.
And the sources say it's HDCP compliant. Why is that so important for our listeners?
It's all about copyright protection. Basically, it means it plays nice with protected sources like Blu-ray players or cable boxes. It just works. You don't get those annoying black screens.
Okay, so it works, but what about the quality? Are we talking about a fuzzy picture on all those screens?
No, not at all. You're getting full HD resolutions. We're talking 720p, 1080i, all the way up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. It's broadcast quality.
How does it do that? What's the tech inside?
It's using established encoding, MPEG-2 for the video and AC3 for the audio. These are industry standards, so the TV on the other end knows exactly what to do with the signal. It's clean.
So you mentioned high-powered earlier. The source has flagged this one number, a plus 24 dBmV output. That sounds technical. What does that actually mean for me?
It means reach. That number is a measure of signal strength, and plus 24 is, frankly, a ton of power for a device this size.
A ton of power, meaning?
Meaning you can feed that signal to hundreds of TVs over the existing Coax wiring without needing extra amps or signal boosters. It just goes.
So that simplifies the whole installation process.
Massively. And that power is controllable, too, through the management interface.
And the flexibility seems key here, too. It can be set to, almost any format?
Yeah, pretty much any major global standard. QAM, which is common for cable in North America, ATSC, which is our over-the-air broadcast standard, even DVB-T or ISDB-T for Europe and Japan.
So you could deploy this thing pretty much anywhere in the world.
Exactly. You just log into the NMS, the network management system, and configure it for whatever system you're plugging into. It's all done through a secure GUI.
Okay, so with all this professional-grade power and flexibility, who is this for? Is this just for giant corporations with huge budgets?
You'd think so, but the pricing is actually pretty accessible. And first, it's TAA compliant, which is a big deal.
Right, that's a requirement for U.S. government purchasing.
Correct. So it's cleared for institutional use. And price-wise, the source is listed at $469 right now.
That's surprisingly affordable.
It is. It puts this kind of tech in reach for smaller projects, but it's sold through strategic partners like HDTV Supply. So it scales up.
And it does scale. I saw that they also offer like an 8 HDMI version for around $4,000.
Right. So this little petite model is really your entry point into a whole ecosystem for mass distribution.
So to sum it all up for you, this small, relatively inexpensive box lets you take one single HDMI source and turn it into your own private, high-power TV channel.
Instantly. Across your existing building infrastructure.
Giving you professional-grade control.
Yeah, and that leads to a really interesting thought. If technology this accessible and powerful makes it so easy for one person to take over hundreds of screens in a closed network.
Like for emergency alerts or internal company broadcasts.
Exactly. So what does that mean for how we think about localized information? How does that kind of targeted closed-circuit broadcasting compare to traditional public methods? Something to think about as this tech becomes more and more common.